ain't updated. Nobody say that. Oh, okay, all praise. What's going on, bro? How you? So, yeah, for the teacher, we want before the dream Bible already. Well, my dad asked me, all praise. I know, I don't understand what y'all talking about. Okay, God, all praise. First of all, what do you know so far? Okay, okay. Look up Deuteronomy 17, and verse 12. Right to all praise. I mean, it is a great thing to know that, but it's more than just joy, because the Lord, He also sets some rules, man, and certain things to live by as well, right through word as well. Want to bring that up? This is because Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, and now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? Right. So the Most High God, He has a grant, right, for the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called Native Americans, similarity, which all the Israelites are about. But to fear the Lord thy God, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all His ways. Right, and also, brother, right? How do we fear the Lord our God? Get a book of Sirach, right? Chapter 19 and verse 2. Because some men, they may say, well, it's not racket. Fear is just being scared. Well, fear is just having faith. Right, but that is obedience when certain things that come with having an actual truth there or having a help to. Right, because you got certain things that they may be short, right? They may try to jump. Right, that's a fear on the left hand side. But the one that he has that he can start in the so what is going on, man? Right, so bring that on Sirach 19 and 19. Sirach chapter 19, verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord, what? The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord. Is the doctrine of light. Is the what? Is the doctrine of light. Right, so the knowledge, man. Right, the knowledge of the commandments of the Most High, man. Right, that's true knowledge. That's to understand, okay? You know? And they that do things that please Him, they what? And they that do things that please Him, shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Right, read on. The fear of the Lord, the what? The fear of the Lord, is all wisdom. Is all what? It's all wisdom. Right, so the Most High said that the fear of the Lord, man, is all wisdom, man. But understanding that the Lord, that He can do this to us, man. That the Lord, He can set up our enemies all over us, man. Right, to set up these strange nations, man. Right, to cast us into slavery, man. Right, for being disobedient, man. Right, also understanding, man, that the Most High that he has blessings for us, man. Right, that He blesses those that are listen, man, that are humble. Right, that He increases with riches, man. He increases in His household, man. Okay, we doing? And in all wisdom, and in all wisdom, is the performance of the law. Is the what? Is the performance of the law. So even along with having that healthy fear in mind and having that wisdom is the performance of the laws, man. So what laws, statutes, and commandments that have you learned so far? Or do you know? Okay, come on. Well, drop everything. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, and start at verse number 8. Give me the book of Leviticus, right, chapter 19, and start at verse 27. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 22 and verse 12, and give me the book of Numbers, verse 15 and verse number 37. Right, bring that up. Deuteronomy 14. Come, bring that up. So we can Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 8. Verse number 2, for thou art an holy people, the Lord said, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord had chosen thee. Right. So the Most High God, man, He said that the Israelites, right? Lord said they chosen the Israelites were all holy people. Right, the word holy going back to the Hebrew, right, which means to be set apart, but to be separate, right? Which small people, and what percent of all of these different nations, right? Right, and they were more athletic, more smarter, right? And we have more strength, right? Beauty, right? We dominate all magic fields, whether it's education, right? Or so-called physical toxic things, right? Okay? And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people. To be a what? To be a peculiar people. Rest of the Most High God, he chose the Israelites to be a peculiar people. Peculiar meaning special or unique. Unto himself. Right? Above all the nations. What we ought to say? Above all the nations. Everybody eat. Above all the nations. You all three, right? Above all the nations. Read. Thou upon the earth. Right? Right, so the Most High, he sanctified 1% the Israelites unto himself. Right. His people, huh? Right, the same way, right, you may be in school, right? They get your parents put something new to school, man. They're not looking for every other so-called right. Right, no, they don't look with their child. Right. Because their child is special and precious unto them. Right, the same way that the Lord he deals with us as basic, huh? Okay? But the Lord, he separated us right from the other people. Right, and by that, the same way that our parents, when they have ordinance or laws or rules for their children, the most time he has laws, that commandments, that's velvet for us. Right. So jump up to verse number 8. Verse number 8. And the swine. And the what? And the swine. Wait, now, one thing, swine. Right. You know what a swine is, brother? That's what the swine is. Very hard. You know? Because it divided the hoof. Because it what? Because it divided the hoof. Right. Yet you have not the curse. It is unclean unto you. It is what? It is unclean unto you. The swine, the pork, the pig, the hoof. Right? They divide the hoof. Right? Meaning that it has the characteristics of other clean animals, but it truly got the hoof. Right? Meaning that it doesn't fuck, digest, and without its food. Right. Right? Unlike certain animals. Or like the cow, right? Right, the cow has 4 stomachs, right? Those 4 stomachs able to chew the blood, to break down the enzymes, right? To make sure that you're not taking it inside him. Right. Okay. Right. You that again? And the swine, because it divides the hoof, yet you have not the curse, is unclean unto you. Right, God. Also, swine, pigs. They don't have any sweat glands. And they literally eat anything and everything. They eat garbage. They eat feces. They eat dead bodies, man. I mean, they literally take hogs. Right? Trash points, man. Right. Like the men that gather all on their trash once a week. Right, taking, right, and once those so-called a landfill, where they take the pigs and bring it in to eat all of the excess garbage, right? So if a pig doesn't sweat, man, right, it's going to hold in all those toxins, all those dead bodies, all of that trash and rats, man, and things that clean things, right? Right, and all that poison toxins can stay in. When the so-called, right, if a pig was a bite you, man, so-called toxins right up saliva of a thing, man. And they say it's more poisonous and more deadly than most. Right. So why would people eat them hogs, man? Right. So you eat pork, mother, by chance? I ain't bacon. You eat bacon? Pork bacon, hickory smoked bacon. All right, but most bacon is some story. So you gotta make sure, like, now going heavy, or that you make sure that you go to get that beef bacon. Right. Right. Hey, plus, man, pour it up. Right. You got beef bacon. Right. You got chicken bacon. And lamb bacon. Right. Hey, plus, man, pour it on something else. Salmon bacon. Kind of bacon, man. But the one thing is not eating pork. Right. You shall not eat of the flesh, right? Nor touch the dead carcass. Nor what? Nor touch the dead carcass. You can't even touch a pig. It's so unclean, right? Understand, read off? These you shall eat of all that are in the water, right? All that have fins and scales. All that have what? All that have fins and scales. Now what has fins and scales inside the water? Right, fish. Right, fish. I mean, you got whiting, right? You got tilapia, you got salt, you got steel in there, you got meat in it, man. Okay. Right, you got red snapper, right? Rockfish, man. Right, there's plenty of fish, and it's as they say, man. What? You cannot deal with anything that does not have fish in it. Right. You know? You good, brother? All right, brother. You an Israelite, brother. Take a flyer, brother. Right? We got the YouTube emails on there. What's on there? If you have any questions, feel free to come on. We out here every Friday and Saturday. Yeah. All right, brother. All praise. Right now. That's what the word is going on. Right. Hey, fam, commit the words of God, fam. Right? Right? We the the first thing. To the four, birth from that's about badness, man. About fun, right? Vanity, man. Right? Great evil, man. Right? Look at what's going on, right? Give me the right. Stay. Right for the 29. And verse number 13. Number 1, verse 15. You know, book of the deep, for the 4th, and 3rd, and 3rd. Bring that up. 1 Peter 4, verse 3. For the time past around life. For the time past around life. Read. May suffice us to have brought the will of the Gentiles. And this is, man, right here is the way up, stick this out. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Right, quick question, right? What would be your nationality, brother? To make it. Oh, but brother, you were like this way back from the Southern Bishop, huh? No, ain't told me that. Oh, you went there? Yeah. What did you learn from? I didn't really hey, brother. There's no time like the present. Right. Research, man. Ask questions, man. But it's a lot. Right? Give me a book of look the 4th and verse number 3. Right? Give me the book of Romans, right? Chapter 11 and verse 1. Right? Bring that up.
With the Philippians chapter 4 and verse 3. And I entreat thee also to yoke fellow help us with.
Give me 3 and 8.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8.
Right, start at verse number 6.
Number 6. Concerning zeal. Number 5, verse 5.
Start at 4.
Verse 4. Though I might also have confidence in the flesh.
So what?
Though I might also have confidence in the flesh. If any other man thinketh that he hath whereof he might trust in the flesh, I am more.
I am what?
I am more. Circumcised the 8th day.
The Lord said,
circumcised the 8th day. Of the stock of Israel.
Of the who?
Of the stock of Israel. Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the who?
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
That's what I'm fucking Paul. Hey, circumcised, man. A man of knowledge, man. A man of wisdom, who knew who he was, man. Right from the tribe of Benjamin. Right. Paul, with many men, read on the Bible now. Right? 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, right? Philippians, Ephesians, right? So when you read 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Thessalonians, right? Galatians. And Paul wrote that, man. And Paul was an Israelite right from the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
So Paul, he would literally, right, be a modern day so-called Jamaican.
Right.
Just like you, man. Just like you. Right? Now, you probably would have never thought that in the Bible, right? Right, that somebody that comes from where you come from, will be one of the most renowned men in the Bible. Right, up there. Start the Benjamin, man. Right now, how does our people go from being so high once he brought down so low? Right? I mean, because our forefathers wrote the scriptures, right? Our forefathers prophesied, right? When you read, right, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, right, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, right? You read about so-called, you read about Israel, right, from Judah, from Benjamin, right? That look just like me and you, that reign, that power, that authority, right? Judges as well, but that led the nation and led the people. Well, how do people go from so high on top, man, to being brought down low, right? To where we're down in the slums and ghettos, right? To where we lost who we are, right? To where we in damn festivals, like damn probably in Max, right? Wait, how do we lose who we are? Because black is just a color. Like the land and the word Jamaica just means land of wood and water. It's like we're more than just a wasteland of wood and water. Right, we're more than just the color of the bed called white. So how these things happen? Right? Even the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and start at verse number 15.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Break it out. Moses gets to all of the children of Israel where after they came out of Egypt. But we don't.
But it shall come to pass, right? If thou wilt not hearken.
If thou wilt not what?
If thou wilt not hearken.
The Israelites do not listen.
Right? Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. That all these curses.
That all these good things.
That all these curses.
Go in the front land.
That all these curses. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right now it's a curse. Would that be a good thing or would a curse be a bad thing? It's a bad thing, huh? Right? Hey, if I tell you that, hey, look, hey, if you listen, hey, if you look out for me, hey, I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna look out, take care of you. But if you don't listen, man, right, if you try to backdoor me, man, right, hey, if you move with any type of wickedness and madness and evil, man, right, then, hey, I'm gonna curse you.
Right.
Hey, that to me is a bad thing.
Right.
That's something like punishments, man. Something evil was coming, man.
What's your tribe about?
So what, brother?
What's the tribe about? Like, leave all about.
Right, so what are the 12 tribes about themselves? Right, so the 12 tribes, right, would be the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans.
Right.
Right now, Jacob, he had 12 sons, bro. Right, 12 sons, right, which would make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Right now, right, there's been a loss of identity of our people, right, which is why we're going through the curtain, right, to show who our people are to this very day, right, because anybody can say that, hey, I'm so-called American,
Right.
Or I'm so-called this, so-called that. But the Lord, he has the chosen people, right? What he's calling to be brought back,
Right.
To the forward, like, right? To actually love him and serve him and keep his commandments. Because again, brother, all these things happen to our people, but because we don't keep all our commandments.
Right.
Learning who we are, right? Learning our heritage, right? Learning our language, right? Learning all of our ancient customs, man. For not keeping that, right? So it's imperative, right, to remember who we are and we last day. Right, hold that. Even the book of Deuteronomy 32, the story verse number 7.
I got to go over like history in the Bible.
So what, brother?
Is it like Christianity or not?
No, bro. Right? Go.
So right, 44 verse 21.
Yo.
Therefore he assured him by an oath.
He can what?
He assured him by an oath.
So the most side, he assured our forefathers, right, through an oath. You know?
That he will bless the nations in his seed.
And he will what?
That he will bless the nations in his seed.
Read.
That he will multiply him as the dust on the earth.
He will what?
That he will multiply him as the dust on the earth.
And boy, you prophesy to this up over you know?
And exalt his seed as the stars.
And then what?
And exalt his seed as a star.
Right? And to go ahead, the stars. You want that? I can't go.
Cause him to inherit from sea to sea and from the river unto the utmost part of the land.
To the what?
Unto the utmost part of the land.
That's what the Most High, he has his people that set up, man, to inherit from sea to sea, right, from coast to coast, man, and the utmost part of the land.
Right. Good. With Isaac did he establish likewise.
With what?
With Isaac did he establish likewise.
Right, so the Most High, right, hold that. Give me a second, that, right, 3, verse 16. Right, so the Lord, he established his covenant with Abraham, and from Abraham to Isaac, if Isaac sake, you know?
For Abraham his father's sake.
For what?
For Abraham his father's sake. The blessing of all men and the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob.
It made it what?
And made it rest upon the head of Jacob.
Right?
He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him inheritance and divided his portions among the 12 tribes.
Among the who?
Among the 12 tribes.
Just one man.
Among the 12 tribes.
Read.
Did he part them?
Did he what?
Did he part them?
Right, so the Lord, he has an inheritance, right, that set up right through, right? That's called the punk, brother. The punk, right? Right, but brother.
That wasn't in the Bible. That's in there. What was it?
I got some
Right, listen, look. Right, come. Right, so what you have is called like the 1611, right, which this took multiple years, right, through all councils, right, through over 70 men, right, that transcribed and translated the Hebrew and Greek scriptures. So what we have this present day, right, with the 1611, right, it has what's called, right, the apocrypha, right, the word apocrypha means hidden book, right. Right, you see apocrypha, right? You got Tobit, you got first Esdras, second Esdras, right? You got Sirach, which is also known as Ecclesiastes, right? Which was what I just read. Right, so the apocrypha was taken out right later on, right in the 1700s, right, by the Protestant church, right, and removed, right? Which is why you read about major captivities of death, right? Read about the Babylonians, the Persian Medes, the Greeks, and the Romans, right? But when you read the KJV right by itself, you read about Nebuchadnezzar, right? Darius and Cyrus, right? But then after Malachi, you jump straight into the Roman captivity, right? But during the Roman captivity, these men are being called Greeks, right? How when they call Greeks, right? You read about that in history. Right, first and second Maccabees. Right. So that hits you. You can take it, bro. Right. It's for you, brother. But before you go, brother, right, that's who you are for him, right? Right, so to go back to that, you said what? I feel you gotta understand who you are. All right. Now, give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 68. But the Deuteronomy. Now, how do people get here to these lands? How do people get here to these lands of America? What form of transportation? Bring that up. God.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. Bring it out. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Right? With ships. With what? With ships.
But the Lord, he brought us into captivity. Right, on Egypt again, where was it? Right? Just like you have for behind us, right? As a reminder. Right, read on?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt sin no more again.
Right, and we can never see our homeland African as a people. That's what we call Jamaica, right? We call Baltimore, right? America, like we call it DC. Right, we call all of these strange places on Rome. Right? Because we were brought here on Captain Set spaceship, right? And we never seen our homeland ever again. Right? We don't.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right? And once we get off those slaves, we're sold, right? Literally, right to our enemies. Right? Literally, it's public sale slavery. Right? Hold on, brother. You gotta finish, brother. Thank you. I got a good phone, brother. Come on, brother. That's a problem. Right? Even that, and I said, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I'm going right here. No, brother, what's going on?
Cool. What's the name? I was walking by, giving a brother a salute. He asked me to come over. I told him I could stay for a couple of scriptures. So, how you want to go about it? How you want to go about it?
So you said you came to salute a brother?
Yeah. Okay, as I was walking by, I was saluting the whole camp. Okay, come. So he asked me to come forward, and I'm saying,
okay. Oh, so one of the camp?
No.
Okay, come. Right, so do you know the Israel?
Right. Yeah. I'm familiar with the teachings. Yes.
Okay, come. So what parts are you familiar with?
The parts are on like nationality.
Yeah.
Somewhat, a little bit of the law. Okay. I know it goes deeper. Like I haven't studied as deeply as for me as somebody who practices, but a little bit of the law and some of the history.
What?
Yeah, no, I was saying. So the nationality piece, I felt like I got most of the understanding. The history as well, and some of the law.
Okay, so what laws do you know?
A lot of the basic ones, as far as like the dietary ones, no swine.
Okay.
and you know all of the other dietary some of the dietary laws rather. Some pertaining to like marriage and shit like that, but I couldn't say for me. You know, I'm sure it goes further in Hebrews. Yeah. You got anything you want to share? You got anything you want to share, brother? You want to pull something out? Pull something out. Pull something out.
Bring it up.
James 1 verse 22.
Bring it out.
But be ye doers of the word.
The Lord said,
But be ye doers of the word.
So it's more than just, you know, hearing the words of life, right? It's more than just understanding the Israelites. You gotta also be doers of the word, right? Right? Because as doers, it's going to be easier to retain the knowledge, right? It's going to be easier to retain the wisdom, right? So that we can also be able to help and teach others as well. Right, you know?
And not hearers only, right? Deceiving your own self.
Right, because we only deceive ourselves being hearers without being doers. Right? That's borderline being lifted. Right? We know it, we know what to do, we know what's right and what's righteous. What to do it not, right? Is look at this and sit, right? Right? Give me the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. I got you, man.
Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
Right? Chapter 32, and I believe that one verse, chapter 13. Bring it up.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Do what?
Speak unto the children of Israel. And bid them.
And do what?
And bid them that they make them fringes.
They make them what?
That they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So, one commandment, the Lord says, speak unto the children of Israel. And bid, the word bid, going back to the Hebrew word, is tajamah, which means to command. Right? So, we're commanded to wear fringes throughout all of our generation. Right? That's a commandment, you know?
To make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation. And then they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
A ribbon of what?
A ribbon of blue.
So all brothers, they got black fringes, two-tone fringes, tan fringes, white fringes, gold fringes. Right, but the point is, we must wear fringes, but every brother has that border of blue. But that blue goes towards the strip. You know?
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it.
That you may what?
That ye may look upon it. And remember all the commandments of the Lord. And remember all the commandments of the Lord. And do them. And do them.
And do. So the prince wants to have a reminder of all the commandments. Right? And do. Just right now, it's the Sabbath day. Right? It's a whole bunch of idolatry going on. Right, drinking, getting drunk, getting married, falling in madness, blinding self.
So you're against drink? You against drinking? You against drinking totally?
No, brother.
No.
Give it up one. Right, of First Timothy chapter 5 and verse number 23. Yeah. Give it up one of Sirach. Right, Sirach chapter 30 and start at verse number 25. Down.
First Timothy 5 verse 23. Right? Drink no longer water, but use a little wine.
But use what?
But use a little wine.
For what?
For thy stomach's sake.
For what?
For thy stomach's sake.
That's all. What God said that you can use a little wine for thy stomach's sake. Right? Because wine can help with the infirmities, right? Things that may be going on with the body. Right? What? You don't want to out the bones to be drunk. That's not Proverbs. What? God.
And thine often infirmity.
Yeah, what?
And thine often infirmity.
Right, no, man, I hope you right, bring that up.
That's the book of Sirach, chapter 30, the verse 5. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
What?
Will have a care of his meat and diet.
A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet. I mean, he's circumspect. Circumspect two ways into your body. Like he's not overindulging here, man. Going for Christ, then. Like 31 as well. Just find that verse number 27.
Last one.
All right, chapter 31, verse 27. Why? That's good. It's life for a man. If it be drunk and moderate.
If it be what?
If it be drunk moderate.
And wine is done to a man, right? It is drunk moderate. So we can't be out here just in festivals and peace, man. Just getting drunk, man. Like schooling all over, man. Because it's suffocation to get judged. Suffocation to get you understand? That's why if we're out in the building, we were getting drunk, man. Right? That become what we're doing. What you call it in the fall, you know?
What life is then
for a land that is without wine, for it was made to make men glad. Wine measurably drunk. Wine measurably drunk. Wine measurably drunk. And in season. And in season.
And in season, brother. Right, no, but the Lord is man is serious, right? And it's not get themselves right, but not get yourselves collapsed in the last days, man. You'll be cut down and destroyed in the land of the living, man. But you look at Revelation 18, verse 21. You just have chapter 2, verse 1. In the book of Psalms, verse 112, 1 Revelation first, whoever got it. Revelation chapter 18, and verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus for violence, thus for what? Thus for violence, thus for beef, thus for violence, thus for mercy, thus for violence, thus for violence, thus for creepy Joe Biden." Shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Right, God. And the Most High God Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, man, he said, "That's with us, man, shall Babylon be thrown down." Right, because all the great evils are rape, man, of robbery, man, of stealing, man, of bloodshed, man, of killing, of castration, man, and all kinds of adultery, man, wickedness, man, in high places, and low places, man, and all manner of evil and folly, man. The Lord said, "That's with us." Right. That's what I should be. It's going to be this up Babylon, this straight horse will destroy these last days. You know it's up now, chapter 2, verse 1. Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Whoever got it.
Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together.
Crack your town.
Gather yourselves together.
Eat Cheetos.
Gather yourselves together.
Read.
Gather together. Oh, nation not designed.
Hey, come, man. And our nation is a nation, man. That desire. Right? Unless you Negroes, unless you're Hispanics, man, unless you're building up, right, these so-called monuments, man, unless you're building up these streets, man, unless you're picking, right, the so-called farmland, right, and fields, man, unless you're being a damn slave for the so-called white man and any other nations, man, you are nowhere desired, man. But through the spirit of you are going to accept it. But the Lord has mercy for you, man. The Lord sits in those promises last days to call you back, right. To heal your wounds, man. To heal your broken hearts, man. And to preach the gospel in these last days, man.
Right. You know, before the decree brings forth, before the day passes the child, before the fierce anger of the Lord,
before the ugly kiss,
before the fierce anger of the Lord,
come get your lollipop,
before the fierce anger of the Lord,
before get your cupcake,
before the fierce anger of the Lord, come upon you.
Do what?
Come upon you.
Thank God, man. The Lord is calling back all you so-called Negroes, right? All you so-called Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, man, to come back in the United States, man. All you men, all you women, all you children, stop being whores, man. Stop being bad bees. Stop being real niggas. Right. Stop being gangsters. Stop hating your brother, man. Right. Stop doing their folly. Stop following these damn idols, man. Come back and serve your own in the United States.
Right.
All hell, indignation, and destruction go upon you. All right. Bring that on Psalm 86:12.
The book of Psalms, chapter 86 and verse 12.
Yeah.
I will praise thee, O Lord, my God, with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name.
When the King said,
And I will glorify thy name.
When the Lord said,
And I will glorify thy name.
when the rest of life said,
And I will glorify thy name.
when Yahweh said,
And I will glorify thy name. Forevermore.
for what?
Forevermore.
For what?
Forevermore.
That would give all praise, all honor, all time. But now, how you know? Yahweh. Bashir myself, I'm a lot more than Yahweh shines on the document. That's to America. One that shot. One that shot. One that shot. One that shot.